Hi guys, it's Whitney with Level Up Bariatrics. I am your dietitian and your founder. And tonight we're going to be doing meal prep, specifically packaged and convenient options for busy lives. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we're not trying to get a whole bunch of ingredients, take it home, and then prepare it. We're kind of going the route of I'm doing a quick shopping trip, or I've got a quick week coming up or a busy week coming up, and I need some really just ready to eat options. Pop it open, eat it. So, most of those options in today's presentation will be in here. So, first, we're going to talk about the benefits of packaged and convenient options. Well, obviously, they are convenient, they are quick and easy to prep or not even prep at all. Portion control, we have pre-measured servings. However, you're a bariatric patient, so your servings are not going to be the same servings as the one listed on the label necessarily. So you want to always make sure that you are looking at your labels and comparing it to what you're actually eating. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And then consistency, so reliable nutrition content. So there's no looking up things in a library on your phone to try to get the macros on it. You've got all the information you need on the label. And then lastly, we have variety. So, take yogurt, for instance, or cheeses. There's so many different varieties and flavors of these types of food. You can kind of keep food interesting. So the components of food, I always like to review the components of food just to make sure that you know and understand, your main macronutrients and what we're going for here. So this kind of tells you or allows your brain to separate the types of foods. And the reason I love that so much is because as a bariatric patient, you really want to know what are your foods that are highest in protein. You do need to know what are foods in the carbs category, which ones are considered ones that are highest in fiber, and then healthy fats. So when we kind of compartmentalize these three things and even four on this screen, you can kind of make a better effort at shopping for specific things. Do I need more proteins? Do I need more carbs? Do I need more healthy fats in my diet? So just give that a thought, give that a look see on your own too. And if you do have your survival guide, if you have the bariatric or level up bariatric survival guide, you've got so much valuable information that helps you learn that in there. All right, so let's start with goals for shopping. So, goals for choosing pre-packaged foods specifically. We want them to be somewhat minimally processed. What does that mean? I basically explain this as the farther the food product goes from its original state to its end state, the more it is processed. So, we can take, let's say, bread. We take a wheat grain, we do this to it, we do this to it, we do this to it, and we make it into bread. Bread isn't highly processed, but and that's a bad example. Maybe a hot dog. So we go from a pig or beef, and then that's definitely farthest from its original state is a hot dog. So we're trying to get as closest to the whole food source as possible, the way it was created. Short ingredient lists. So the shorter the better. The most your minimally processed foods, they're naturally going to have shorter ingredient lists. And then purpose. I want you to be shopping for purpose. We're not shopping pre-packaged foods just for its simplicity or convenience. We want to ensure that they each serve a purpose. So why are you buying that specific yogurt right there? Well, because I know it's high in protein, it's lower in carbs, and if it's a Greek yogurt, it's low in fat. So you need to know why you're buying something and what benefits or purpose you're actually going to get out of it. What blank is it going to fill? What as in terms of your needs? All right, let's get into some examples. I know y'all want to do that. Examples of healthy packaged proteins. So I've got a few pages of proteins here. You guys can kind of look in each one of these items and start to get your brain working, guys. You don't have to buy the actual brand name that I have listed on here. You don't have to buy it from the place that this is from, like Walmart, Target, whatever, Aldi. Just think about the actual concept of the food and what can you do with it? How can you find it? Where can you shop for it? Do you want it? All right, we got hard-boiled eggs here. There is something about hard-boiled eggs in a bag that just really grosses me out, but to each their own. That is a wonderful way to be convenient about your protein. And you can do anything with those eggs too. If you want to chop up a few and make an egg salad, you can do that. I know at convenience stores, you pop into a 7-Eleven or, any smaller convenience stores like that or gas stations, they usually have hard boiled eggs in a single serving or a pair or something. Anyway, tuna creation. So what I've tried to represent on this first page is more like meat-based products. There's a couple of them that aren't, obviously. So we have Chomps. That red package there is your beef jerky. It's a high quality beef jerky, minimally processed, zero sugar. My husband loves them. They also have them in other animals, I guess you could say. There's turkey, and I don't believe there's chicken, and there might be chicken too. And of course, different flavors. Mini meals. This one, these are at Walmart, and this is my favorite one. I absolutely love it. It comes with these little corn nut chips. I'm not sure how healthy they are, but they have flaxseed in them, so there's some fiber. But we have fruit, cheese, hard-boiled eggs, and these chips. I love this one. There's a couple varieties of these too. Next, we've got another type of combination or play on the little mini meals. Going clockwise, you've got hard salami and pepper jack cheese rolls. You can find these in the deli at most of your grocery stores. You can actually get huge packs of these at your bulk stores, and you can just tear them up and get them, stack them up in your fridge or put them in a drawer in your fridge and just grab them. So be economical about this too. I do want you shopping around at bulk stores. I think I listed that in another slide though. So we've got chicken salad. These are actually 4-pack single serving cups. You can just grab one and use a cracker or little tiny breads or pita, whatever the heck you want to use, or put it in a tiny piece of lettuce. I don't care. Eat it with a fork out of the bowl. But you also have like a bigger idea of this is, well, maybe you want to do something, maybe you want to keep this little thing of chicken in your work fridge and you just want to pick on it throughout the week. Maybe that's what you're going to use for your little quote unquote mini meals that you make yourself. I don't know. It's ready. It's there. It's packaged. It's ready for you. Next page. So I kind of put all your dairy items on this one. So we've got cheeses, cottage cheese, shakes, string cheese, yogurts. So I kind of put a variety of different things on here. You've got a big bag of cheese there. That's obviously not individualized, but your cottage cheese, if you're a fan of cottage cheese, a good idea just to be more economical about it. If you can go the extra mile, get a big thing of cottage cheese and then have 2 or 3 different fruits, or maybe you like the savory kind, and have your toppings ready as well. You can just divide them in like a container that has 2 compartments and meal prep those for the week. You just scoop out your cheese, plop it in, get your fruit, plop it in. It's super simple, but you can go this route too. There's a few other brands that have fruit in them. You just want to watch the sugar in there. We've got different smoothies here. My son loves these. You can get at least 10 to 20 grams of protein out of these, and they are yummy. String cheese, that's always a wonderful option to have around in a pinch. I love, love, love string cheese. And then we have different yogurts here. The thing with yogurt, we want high protein, low to no added sugars. I'd say 5 grams or less of added sugars. Remember, milk has natural milk sugar, so you're going to, regardless of anything, have some kind of a milk sugar in your dairy products. But you can take these, eat them right out of the bowl. What I do with mine, I take mine at home and I just get it out, plop it into a bowl, put some granola on top, maybe a little fresh fruit, some shredded coconut, and boy, oh boy, it is absolutely amazing. But I'm telling you, the simple fact that I have that in a container, just like you see right there, all I have to do is open the top and dump it into a bowl. I actually will eat that more often than getting a big container and getting a spoon and spooning it in. Like, for some reason, that's just like 10 extra miles for me. So think about where you tend to be quote unquote lazy. I don't want to say lazy because it's not laziness necessarily. It's just our brains want to take the path of least resistance, and that's just the way we are. But some are more worse off than others, like myself. But all that to say, there are certain things that you can do to elevate your meal, to, make it a little bit more fancy, but at least it's prepackaged for you and ready to go, the base of it. Okay, more protein. So I didn't want to miss out on our other food categories. Like, there are going to be foods that are highest in protein, like your meat items, your dairy items, but there's also going to be like beans, nuts, seeds, legumes. Those types of foods are going to give you a great amount of, a good amount of protein too, but they're also going to incorporate the healthy fats. So keep that in mind. So look at these black beans. These are in a bag. You just rip the bag open. You can dump these on top of a brown rice that you already have prepared. You can eat them right out of the bag if you want. You can take some of that rotisserie chicken that you had earlier up in the other slide, mix it with that. I mean, their options really are endless when you have something this ready to go. It all depends on how a person would like to eat it. So I can only make suggestions. Pepitas, those are high in protein, wonderful source of magnesium and other vitamins and minerals. These are lupini beans. I don't know if you've heard of lupini beans. This brand is Brami. I actually have 2 glass jars of these beans at home, but these come in single serving containers. They are yummy, guys. I'm obsessed with these, and they're high in protein and fiber. Justin's classic peanut butter packets. These are great to just squeeze onto a piece of high fiber bread or cracker. You can do whatever the heck you want to with it. If you've got a protein waffle available at home, you just rip one open and drizzle it on. If you've got a package of pre-sliced apples, maybe you want to take some and put it onto your apples. I mean, whatever you want it for. Those are just super convenient. Wild protein chips. These are actually made from chicken. I went down to the bottom left just in case you're not following me. Wild protein chips. These are 10 grams of protein per serving size. They're all kinds of flavors. I've tried a chicken and waffle flavor I really liked. They're not, I mean, in my opinion, they weren't super, super amazing, but some people may absolutely love them. We're all different human beings, correct? So everything's worth a try. Pistachios. Pistachios are actually a complete protein, meaning it's got all 9 essential amino acids to make a protein. I'm sorry, all the building blocks of it. So these are wonderful to have. I know a lot of people like pistachios. This brand offers a variety of flavors as well. Next, we're moving on to soybeans or edamame beans. These are also a complete protein. You can get all kinds of flavors. Quest protein chips, you may have heard of those. My son loves these. I don't make a habit of getting these because I just don't like the long ingredient list. These are highly processed. They're just not in a dietitian's mind. I just don't really like them that much. But in a pinch, this is what we're talking about, guys. In a pinch, there's going to give you a substantial amount of protein and you feel like you're eating, you know, naughty chips, right? And then next we have, these are from Target, Chewy Protein Bites. 10 grams of protein. You've got some healthy fats in there too. They're probably going to be a little bit higher calorie, but I don't want that to scare you off. If it fits into your daily goals, then there you go. So those are all wonderful protein options. I've got some protein supplement options here too. So I've got a couple of, or I've got one plant-based one. That's the one I drink at home. I'm obsessed with it. It doesn't have any kind of artificial anything in it, all kinds of benefits. I'm not going to go over right now, but you can get different types of this, lower protein, lower calorie, higher protein, a little bit higher calorie. Fairlife is a wonderful brand. It's the closest thing to chocolate milk I've ever tasted. And that's my opinion. My patients used to love them in the clinic. We used to give free samples. But I'm a fan of those. You can actually get that Fairlife nutrition plan at Sam's or Costco. I can't remember, but you can buy those in bulk. Those Core Power ones, the 26-gram one that you see, I see those a lot at gas stations. So if you're at a gas station or you're traveling and you're stopped somewhere, look for those too. That's a great option. Protein 2O. Now, although it's not food, it is water and it's offering you 20 grams of proteins plus electrolytes. So, and then it's naturally sweetened as well. So I'm a fan of this specific type of protein 2O because it's going to give you the hydration you need. It's not going to keep you full for very long by any means, but you are getting that amount of protein, which is significant in your day, 20 grams of protein. Going clockwise, RX protein bars. I like these because they are minimal ingredients, but they're not like crazy high in protein and they're a little bit chewy to me. It's not that I'm not trying to get you to buy them. I'm just telling you my honest opinion of things for some reason. But I do love the short ingredient list, the ease of them. They have great flavors. This is kind of a random one. It should have gone at the top probably, but Protein X, this is just a tiny shot. What does this say? How many ounces? 2.5 ounces, I think, of liquid. That is 26 grams of protein in that little booger there. You're getting so much protein out of that. And the reason I put that in there is because a lot of people actually are not familiar with the fact that these exist. They're little, you can throw them in your purse, you can keep a few at work. If you just find that it's one of those days that you don't have an appetite, you're just not very hungry, I don't want you skipping meals or missing out on protein necessarily or specifically. just keep those in your back pocket. There are tons of flavors out there. Just Google like protein shot supplements and you'll find little tiny ones. There's different brands, different flavors, but just know that they exist and they do serve a purpose, a wonderful purpose. So that's highly absorbable protein right there. It's hydrolyzed liquid. So your body has to do less work to break it down to absorb it. And then Aloha and Power Crunch bars. These are two of my favorite. Aloha is all plant-based. I'm a super fan of this one. It's got a great amount of fiber. And then Power Crunch Pro. If you want to taste like, if you want to feel like you're eating a dessert, just try any and all flavors of Power Crunch Pro. They are just amazing. I'm obsessed. Okay, let's move on to carbs real quick. So those were your proteins. I wanted to spend more time there because that's what you're prioritizing. Examples of convenient carbs. Your banana, it's already in a package. Your apple, it's already in a package. Those are, sorry, I'm clapping. I shouldn't clap over here. I'm all excited. Your banana and apple, things like that, that are grab and go. If you like them, optimize on them. You've got prepared foods like watermelon, strawberries, and blueberries. You can buy them already washed and divvied out there for you. You can keep those at work in a container like that, or you can take something like this and put it into your own smaller containers. Okay, so you can even take prepped stuff and prep it more. We have some mandarin oranges. Those are so yummy in the summertime. I specifically put this one on here because they are in water sweetened with stevia extract. That's not an artificial sweetener and it's not added sugars. So usually when it says no added sugar, they put a bunch of fake sugar in it and I just can't stand it. You're better off getting something with stevia in it instead. Okay, and then next, look at these little sassy things. Sassy Bites. Oh, snap. So there's this brand makes pickles, olives, carrots. I can't remember what else they have, like marinated green beans or pickled green beans. I can't remember. Look them up. These are cute little snacks. I got a thing of dill pickles the other day. I have not eaten them yet, but I wanted to try them. Mush overnight oats. I used to love these. They're going to be a little bit higher in carbs and the sugars, but again, if it fits into your day, then have it. I love the dark. I think there's a dark chocolate peanut butter flavor. There's apple cinnamon, strawberry, blueberry. There's other ones. You can look them up on their website to see their availability or where you may purchase them, or see if they're in your local grocery store. And then there's another one, overnight oats, that you can actually drink. It's a shake. I believe you just add water and refrigerate and it's ready for the next morning. So those are some options there. More convenient options. You've got garlic and hummus. Garlic. Where did I get garlic? Classic hummus and pretzels. You've got some chips here. I didn't find these in individual bags, but they may come in individual bags. Nonetheless, I think you are very capable of taking something like this and putting it in your own baggies, right? So if you can't find individual portions, see what your serving size is and adjust accordingly how you need to be eating. Triscuits, they go well with hummus. They go well with your cheese cubes. They go well with, like, if you wanted to make your own mini kit. You could also use those for your chicken salad cups that we showed earlier, anything. Here are little veggie trays that are just the veggies. So it's a little mini tray just with the carbs that you would want. And then we've got individual cups of quinoa and, oh, that's white and red quinoa. They also make one with brown rice and quinoa. These make great bases. So say you're going to lunch, it literally takes 1 minute to heat that up. You can add those black beans you saw earlier and a little bit of that chicken, and you've got a complete meal. Actually, quinoa is actually a complete protein all on its own. So even if you don't have other types of proteins in there, you're getting a complete protein. And then we've got things like this. These are little single serving vegetable cups. These are perfect for bariatric patients. They're very small portion, but they come and they have carrots, peas, mixed vegetables. Take a look at those in the grocery store. Low carb snacks. These aren't really high in anything specific. Some of these are just little crunchy things that might serve a purpose of, I want something crunchy. I want something salty. I want something savory. Here are some options. So you've got cheddar wisps, skinny popcorn. These are olives. These are natural Kalamata pitted olives. You've got green olives. Yeah. You just have different flavors there. And then popcorners, hippies, and some dark chocolate covered almonds. I wanted to make sure I put some sweet stuff in there too for you guys. But we are getting a little bit of benefit from something in here. Some things are just these are random. They didn't fit into any one category. All right, let's get into some tips. Number one, you're going to check your nutrition labels carefully. So you want to aim for at least 10 grams of protein for that product you're looking at. Try to aim for less than 25 grams of carbs. If you do have more than 25 grams of carbs, just make sure there's fiber in there. So you've got more inactive carbs, inactive carbs, more fiber. Okay. Aim for about 3 grams of fiber or more if you can in each item. And calories, try to keep them below 300. I think there's a few things on my list that were like 330, but you know, you have to also keep in mind, maybe you're not going to eat all that at that time. So for you, it may be like 150 or 200 calories that you ate out of that one meal. So it's really just a matter of how much you can fit in there and how hungry you are and your limits, your physical limits. All right, let's go some more tips. Focus on fresh whole foods about 50-75% of the time. I could be unrealistic and say, let's focus on fresh whole foods 100% of the time. But I'm not even going to tell you, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't have time. I really don't. So I really do optimize on prepackaged yogurts, for instance, the cottage cheeses, anything that's a whole food product or minimally processed that is in a package and it's minimal ingredients. I'm getting it. I will pay for the convenience. Because at the end of the day, I still want to eat healthy, and I might have to depend on packaged foods to do that. So when I say focus on fresh and whole foods, I'm talking about, you know, strawberries and, you know, let's say chicken breasts, anything that is just the source of the food. So I would say I live somewhere between 50 and 75% of the time that I have packaged foods. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's what packaged foods. Fill in the blanks with convenient items other than those whole fresh food options. Go to places for quick options if you need to. Okay, this is just if you need to. I'm not encouraging you to. Like Wawa. I would find so many things in Florida in Wawa. The closest grocery stores. So I know what I put there. I said that incorrectly. So you want to have like a small list of go-to places. That's what I meant to say. For quick options. So like whenever I worked in Florida, I had a Wawa near me. I had really not a lot of anything else really close. And I went there a lot because I could get fresh fruit, I could get yogurt, I could get pre-made, or I could get made to order black bean bowls or salads. It was a really great option to have that close by. But what are your options? Where do you tend to get in a rut and run out of food or get hungry or maybe you forgot your lunch, you know, maybe you're not prepping so much for this particular time of day. What time of day is that? And what are your options if you needed to go somewhere in a quote unquote emergency, a food emergency? And then take a look inside those places. What do they have? What are your options? What are your choices? I just like for you to know before you go as much as you can. And then organize your fridge at home and work, guys. If you've got a fridge at work, then how can you utilize that to have your own space, have your own box or drawer? How can you optimize that so that you are just staying organized and you can see things? When you see it, you know it's there, you'll eat it. What was I going to say next? Organize your fridge at home as well. So what I've had to do is have my own cabinets before or my own space in the pantry, or I would designate, just like I told you to do at work, a couple of drawers or a shelf on my own to designate for myself so it would not be touched. I knew where it was. I could easily grab it. It was accessible at all times. So just make sure, you know, the work that you're doing in the store, you're also bringing that home. You want to set yourself up for success as much as possible. And then lastly, tips, creating balance by creating mini meals. So you see these mini meal examples. I do stock up on those, but I have many times in the past made my own, and it is super simple. This is the way that you can kind of accommodate your preferences and the things that you like the most, and you can make your own. But you do want to make sure that, you know, you can really work at creating balance by doing these mini meals because you're kind of fitting in everything from each category. You can do healthy proteins, healthy carbs, healthy fats like nuts, seeds, avocado, things like that. But also keep a cooler in your car with ice packs for cold items. If you've got more of a commute to and from work, then definitely invest in something like that. Keep a mini fridge at work. If you've got room in your office to put a mini fridge, ask for one. See if they will pay for one for you or pay for your own. You can get good deals on them at the bulk stores or even probably Facebook Marketplace. But that's a great way to stay prepared. Oh, I lied. So there's one more tip. Begin taking your time in the grocery store. Guys, whenever I first started really getting into food many years ago, I would go to the grocery store at an crowded time, like I don't remember what time it was. I can't even remember. But it was a time that really no one was in there. And I would write down what aisle I was in this particular Publix, because I would take clients grocery shopping sometimes, but I would make aisle lists. But what I would find is if I didn't go to actually grocery shop, then I had a clear mind. I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't stressed about anything. I wasn't making any kind of decisions. I was just there really to check out the inventory and see what was available to me. So you can kind of take the old rule, shop the perimeter. Start with the perimeter. What can you find within the perimeter? And a lot of people will say, well, the perimeter is where all the fresh stuff is. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to cook it. I don't want to do this. Well, they've made it to where things are becoming way more convenient. You can get individual portion sizes or ready to go things in each food group, each area of the grocery store. So shop the perimeter first, see what proteins you can find. Start reading food labels. Really take your time and look at the food label. What are you learning from it? What are the main things you're trying to get from it? Is it a good decision or not? You're going to find yourself putting a lot of things back, especially if you're not within if you're within the perimeter, not just the perimeter. So you're going to learn a lot. And I'm a huge fan of, really teaching my clients and patients that you never stop learning. You start doing this whole process and you think it's overwhelming, but it is overwhelming if you think you're going to learn it all at one time. I'm what, 10 to 15 years into learning more about food, and I learn more every day. It all changes. But in terms of finding what's available in your grocery stores and being ready with options, that's the main point here. But where were we? I digress. Begin taking your time in the grocery store. Explore other stores. Have you been to your local health food store if you have that available? There's online shopping. And like I was saying, go to your nearby convenience stores or whatever, see what they have too. So know before you go. Take notes while shopping. So take a notebook with you, write some thoughts down, write questions down. You could do that too. You can write down questions and ask me in the group, ask me in the support group. Make shopping lists and stick to them. So once you actually get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm pretty good with, what they have available here for my likes and, preferences, start to make your shopping list. What proteins are you going to get? What carbs are you going to get? What things are under the fats category that you're going to get? At the very bare minimum, you should be filling in the categories of protein and carbs. Each meal should include the two at minimum. Make shopping lists and stick to them. I already said that. And then don't overthink your decisions. Make it simple. If you have not watched our support group or masterclass or workshop on how to read a food label and you're not a member, become a member so you can watch that video. But you really do need to know what are the things that you're taking away from food labels. That's where everybody kind of tends to get overwhelmed. You don't have to know everything on that food label. There's certain things that you can just pull out of it and make very quick decisions. But we can talk about that another time, or you can watch our recorded versions of those workshops. All right, guys, I hope you went away with a little bit more knowledge of what you can pick up in the grocery store. This recording is going to be available in the membership space or the membership library. If you're not a member, ask me how to become a member so you can get all kinds of workshops, master classes. On our site, there's instructional videos for some workouts. There's the link to our group. What else is on there? The link to the survival guide, the bariatric survival guide. There's tons of things you're going to get as you join. So if you're not a member, you can scan that QR code to learn more. It's going to take you to the services page on my website. You can contact me for more information if you would like. But thank you so much, guys. The guys who are a member of the crew, I love you all. And I hope you're getting good information and learning a lot in this program. You can catch us. Let's see. We'll be having a masterclass coming up soon. So stay on the lookout for that. But I will post this as soon as it is ready. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.